So you're putting that over there. Then you're taking what's left over there and putting that over there. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So he's only seeing $160 moved over there. That's only in reality, because he's already expended of that 4,000. I mean, it's just a,
It's a general ledger.
yeah, it's just a ledger deal. And
So he's just wanting to do away with one account?
just do away with that account, put all that over there. Yeah,
Yes.
Pretty much it.
yeah, this is a whole lot for just, okay, we got, moved $38,000 worth of, or 100 worth of expenses, and then we're gonna move $4,000 over there to cover it. It's,
38,000.
What can he use that money for in the Leo?
Specifically for training.
Training. So he's gonna be,
Okay.
use the same
And
thing?
he would get,
It
gets,
just makes it all come from one
he
place.
gets audited from the Secretary of State. He would have to provide all of his receipts,
Well, couldn't-
anything associated with.
we just said, we're closing out this account and putting in this account.
Yes.
Yeah.
Further step.
That's what, I thought there was something there that, the way y'all were explaining it, this is too simple. Just, okay, you're moving $4,000 over, and then we're gonna move $3,800, give me 4,000, then we're moving the 30 that he's already spent over. Okay. Okay,
Basically just doing away with that.
yeah,
one
just
account.
doing away with that one account. Yeah,
Yes, and the sheriff and I have, in email, he would just have to watch his fund balance in the Leo's account, because once that fund nets down to zero, then we'll have to come back to the court to add that conferences and training back to the general fund account.
I make a motion that we approve a budget amendment to transfer budgeted funds and expenses from the training budget to the sheriff's department to the LEOSE fund.
Second.
motion by Commissioner Wiley, who was the second? Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Martin, that we transfer the budgeted amount and the expenses from the sheriff's department account to the Leos account. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. You want that back?
No, I need y'all to sign it.
Oh, to sign it? Since you're the next one, I'll wait till you get it all signed. Okay, moving to agenda item 13, Richard L. Jackson County Judge, Brenda L. Trevino County Auditor. 13A, discuss and approve a resolution authorizing Brenda Trevino County Auditor as authorized official for grants with the Office of the Governor.
Yes, so when we hired Michelle Key as our grants coordinator, it's been a little over a month now. I contacted the Office of Governor for our e-grants, which is the majority. We've got eight active grants and 2 that are pending right now. In order to give Michelle Key access as the financial officer, we have to do some changes. And so the Office of the Governor requested a resolution, which I'll read to you now. Resolution of the County of Wilson designating an authorized official for all grants with the Office of the Governor. Whereas the Commissioners Court of Wilson County designates Brenda Trevino County Auditor as the grantee's authorized official on all grant numbers below and future grant applications. The authorized official is given the power to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate the grant on behalf of the applicant agency. This resolution is for a change in the designation of the authorized official only. All previous resolutions for the grants listed below remain in effect. It lists the 10 grants. Now therefore be it resolved that the Commissioners Court of Wilson County approves this designation to the Office of the Governor, passed and approved by the Commissioners Court on this 13th day of June. Currently, Judge Jackson is the authorized official now. And in order for me, Michelle Key, and Michelle Mota to all have the designated accesses that we need, this is the change that needs to be made. Sorry. And I discussed this with Judge Jackson, as it will remove him from the E-grants as the authorized official and what he does with that, which is,
We can't get it done soon enough. Because they'll say, you need to go approve this, you need to go certify this, and I'll have to go in there, and notoriously, my password is expired, and I've got to go through all that again, and I could, so,
and so this will, and
You're
the,
in favor of it.
I'm in favor of it.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing Brenda Trevino, County Auditor, as authorized official for grants with the Office of the Governor.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Fowle, that we approve Brenda Trevino as the authorized official of the grants. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving along to 13B, discuss and approve a letter of designation authorizing Michelle Key, Grants Coordinator, as a financial officer for grants with the Office of the Governor.
so currently I am designated as the financial officer, and so in order to allow Michelle Key to do all of the reporting, which is what she was hired for, the Office of the Governor is requesting a letter of designation, which reads, letter of designation from the County of Wilson designating a financial officer for all grants with the Office of the Governor. Whereas the Commissioners Court of Wilson County hereby authorize and designates Michelle Key, Grants Coordinator with Wilson County, to act as financial officer for Wilson County on grants with the Office of Governor / Public Safety Office, passed and approved in Commissioners Court of Wilson County on this 13th day of 2022.
I'll make a motion, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Fowle, second by Commissioner Perdola, that we make Michelle Key the Grants Coordinator for Wilson County. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving right along to agenda item 14, Gary Martin, Commissioner, Precinct 1, discuss and take action on a resolution authorizing the county judge to enter into an interlocal agreement between all agencies involved for law enforcement services, repealing all conflicting resolutions and providing for an effective date.
Okay, as the sheriff mentioned a minute ago, for the Operation Lone Star, there are a group of agencies that are wanting to work together to perform these operations. And what that means to us is that whenever, for example, the question was a while ago, if they go to one of the participating counties or locations to participate in any activity, any asset that's seized as a result of that, we'll share in a portion of that. And I guess, and I have the resolution here, I'll read it. And if you have any more specific detailed questions, I'll turn it over to the sheriff.
And, Judge, Commissioners, what this come about was Sheriff Boyd from Goliad reached out to me because they already have a part of this agreement in place, and they are very active, and they're all part of the Operation Lone Star Grant. Well, as their intelligence and their work has become, they see where they think they're forcing their stuff to come through us. Basically, this allows me to get their intelligence, their help for what they're pushing to us anyway, but we can be part of their effort to stop it. And I think there's 14 agencies, I believe. They're not listed on there. They were first, but
yeah,
it
they
got so
are.
convoluted, we took it off, and we just did it agency by agency, but it's.
I'll read it.
Four cities, you got a list of all
Yeah,
the cities?
I got
and
it.
counties?
It's in the resolution. I'll read
Okay.
it. Yeah, and I just wanted to
And
add,
anyway, it was just to make a concerted effort and to also solidify the future grant opportunities.
Yeah, that's probably one of the more important things is it does, him being a part of this group, they'll be active and it should ensure that we'll continue to be able to get this grant as long as it's available. So this is a resolution authorizing the county judge to enter into an interlocal cooperative agreement between all agency involved for law enforcement services, repealing all conflicting resolutions and providing for an effective date. Whereas pursuant to the provisions of the Texas Local Government Code, Chapter 362, law enforcement services provided through cooperation of municipalities, counties, and certain other local governments, a county and a municipality may, pursuant to order or resolution of its governing body, form a mutual interlocal agency agreement to assist in criminal and narcotic investigations and law enforcement. And whereas the parties to this agreement can better utilize the law enforcement resources of the coordination of criminal interdiction efforts between B County Sheriff's Office, Brooks County Sheriff's Office, Cuero Police Department, Goliad Sheriff's Office, Kingsville Police Department, Clegburg County Sheriff's Office, Clayburgh County Attorney Task Force, Live Oak County Sheriff's Office, Refugio County Sheriff's Office, San Patricio County Sheriff's Office, Wharton County Sheriff's Office, Wilson County Sheriff's Office, Yoakum PD, McMullen County Sheriff's Office, and Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And whereas all of those, I'm not going to read them again, desire to use the capital expenditures to improve the health and safety and quality of life of the residents of their jurisdiction. Now therefore be it resolved by the Commissioners of Wilson County that the judge is authorized and directed as an act of Clayburgh County to enter into an interlocal agreement between all of those that are named Board for Law Enforcement Services in accordance with Exhibit A attached here to and made part of this agreement. That all resolutions or parts of this resolution in conflict with this resolution are repealed to the extent such a conflict exists, and there are none to our knowledge with Wilson County, and that this resolution shall become effective on and after adoption approved this, the 13th day of June 2022. And the county attorney has reviewed this, and there's 2 copies here for execution.
I'll make a motion, Judge, that we approve the resolution.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Fowles, second by Commissioner Perdola, that we approve the resolution. This is number 2022, and dash, is there any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Okay, do we just like, where there's, deal is strike out and put Wilson County in here?
Yeah, yeah, Wilson. And that's the attachment.
You get it? Okay. Moving right along to agenda item 15, Jeffrey Perdola, Commissioner Precinct 3, discuss and take action on tax abatement for Clear Fork Creek Solar LLC.
Do we want to discuss this with both the attorneys not present, or?
We,
I believe this lady.
yeah, we also,
Public comment.
We have 2 public comments, and actually, one lady is giving her other lady her time. Okay, you have handouts? Okay. Kay Love from Stockdale, which is a sub,
This one is judge, because it's like example. The main reason I'm getting this out to is to show you the map.
these. Okay, these all the,
We have my comments there, you can have
there some more? You have one more or another? Oh, well,
We got it. Oh, that's yours. We got it.
okay.
And then you see the pink one there, that's the proposed ordinance and approved by the Stockdale Independent School District, and off to the right again is a smaller one, that is also been approved by the Stockdale, Independent School District. Those two, the ones that are called Big North, may or may not make it in under the 313, cancellation. They're working pretty hard at it, but also the pink one really shows what the problem is. They have delineated the area that it actually, has, people who have no transparency whatsoever. They've not been notified that there's small tracks in it that are under that particular one. I don't see how you can allow an abatement for one company without allowing abatements for others. And you see, roughly like 10,000 acres there, out of this county. I personally have a problem with, San Antonio and their county using our county as they do. These companies are well funded. They've got generous federal tax breaks. And to me, under 312, I don't think you all can do this, because they're not following the steps of 312, which is to contribute to primary employment or attract or contribute to retention, expansion, or major investment in the zone. I don't think this will contribute to anything. And one thing in your guidelines that bothers me too is the pilot payment. I'm sorry, that's wrong. It may be marginally legal, but that's wrong. You're paying for buy-up opinion. I don't see how you can do that. I'm concerned that most people, I'm concerned about the transparency. I'm concerned that you will get more applications. And as far as an application, I haven't seen an application. Where is there anything to read from this solar company about what they're intending to do as far as the county goes? There's no applications. Asking you to vote against this abatement, and there will be others that come before you, I'm sure. So in this particular case, please vote against this, and this one, method also has a comment in there. There were 100 negative comments on Facebook, on very brief, posts about that one blackjack, proposal. 100 people saying they had never heard about it and didn't know anything to do with it. So, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, and the other lady that can't make it, her comment is, how is she?
I hope she's doing okay.
You're going to ask her.
Brenda, were you able to get that deal that Commissioner Martin asked about to carry this?
No, he asked me about it for a Thursday afternoon. We've only done for the first 3 years. He asked for a 10-year outlook, so I don't have it yet.
Well, my opinion of this is, and I don't even know why there's such thing as a tax abatement, because you're allowing some people not to have to pay taxes. And these are usually the ones that are in businesses and wealthy. But what a tax abatement was originally, they said, okay, yes, let's encourage business to come to the county. And that way we can tax, eventually when the tax abatement plays out for the business, we can tax them. But the people that come in and work for the business and build homes and live in Wilson County, they would be on the tax base, okay? This is not going to happen here. They're going to have one employee when it's finally done. The tax abatement for a solar farm and the pilot in lieu of taxes, okay, they're offering to give us about a third of what we would get in taxes to not to have to pay taxes. And this is outside of what, and I don't know, payment in lieu of taxes is not in the tax code. It's really, you don't see, if you look everywhere, there's nothing that says payment in lieu of taxes, but it gives you opportunities to to take money from a business, not for them not to be able to have to pay taxes. That's kind of a different, I'm not for it. I'm not against the solar farms coming to Wilson County. They're gonna come and they're gonna be here. They're gonna take up pasture space that, like right now, that not getting much grazing out of it anyways, dry as it is. But I'm not against the solar farms coming. I'm against giving them a tax abatement myself.
And I think Commissioner Martin and I, what we wanted was some more information so we can make a informed decision about this abatement.
You know, if we're going to talk about this out here, when I ran for commissioner back in the dark ages, one of the issues was Saws was wanting to come in and run a pipeline up 87 and through all of these folks' pastures to get water to San Antonio. And nobody wanted it. None of the citizens wanted it. There wasn't a significant gain for the county. We weren't getting water. They weren't paying us anything. What irritates me about this is, once again, Bear County is wanting to make us a step stool for what it is that they need. I know from a tax standpoint that there's advantages that we didn't have with the other. But I just don't like that idea. You know, I don't, you know, why did it have to be Wilson County? And I don't know where it goes from here. And I'm naive on part of this. Do they go through the existing wires? How do they transport that?
Yeah,
Through that.
Through the existing?
that
yeah,
big
they would tie
transmission line.
the CPS transmission lines that go from Bay City to,
I had a conversation with, I can't recall his name right now, but the executive associated with this,
Garrett Peters.
yeah, a week before last, I guess it was. It's simple for me. They'll be able to come back again and ask for this again. From my standpoint, one of the last things that I am not going to do is vote for this. They can come back and ask again. The fact of the matter is, whether we approve it or not, these folks are going to go forward. That's my opinion. They spent too much time, too much investment in this. They can talk about the fact that they're going to leave. By taking the option that they're offering, it does provide some opportunity for the county. But if we don't do it, then we're doing a bigger benefit for our citizens, because they're just trying not to pay taxes is what they're trying to do. They're trying to reduce what it is that they pay. And if the money comes in that they're talking about, and with the 3% ceiling that we have, then you're reducing taxes for the citizens right away. So the next court can do whatever they want, but I think it's pretty clear. I did a lot of soul searching over this. There's some advantages, some disadvantages. If it was just the opposite, if I was a commissioner, if I was one of the new guys, I might look at it differently. I don't know. But just to make it clear to everyone, that's where I stand.
I have not had a positive reaction in the public. I've had quite the opposite. Nobody that I can think of is supporting a tax abatement for these people. I say these people are.
Are they just against the abatement or against the solar?
No, they're just against the abatement. They're looking at me like I have two eyes or three eyes or something like that when I say something about it. And it's, yeah, like I said, I haven't had anything possible. What will happen if this comes on board, our tax rate will have to be reduced because they're gonna be a a significant increase in our taxable property when they come on board. So that's what's gonna benefit the taxpayer. When you're talking tax abatement, they're always saying, yeah, we're gonna get more people in, and they're gonna buy houses, and they're gonna buy stuff in Wilson. No, that's not gonna
They're
happen.
buy anything. Might buy a hamburger, but they'll get that in Nixon because it's closer.
Yeah, and that's the deal. Anybody, where this is, it's right at the edge of Wilson County. And it's likely the one person that works there is gonna reside in Nixon. And the employees that are probably gonna be temporary, or not, they'll be temporary employees because they're coming in to build the field. They'll probably be staying in, it's closer to, Seguin. Guadalupe County is a whole lot more opportunity to have a place to stay.
If it was a business that had a big footprint,
Yes.
we're gonna have this big facility and we're building it, and we're gonna hire all of these people. And because of what it is that we're doing, we're gonna have subdivisions, we'll have other kind of growth. That's one thing.
But with us being limited to the 3.5% revenue increase, the benefit for this solar farm coming in would be to reduce our tax rate.
I think they'll come with or without it. They can threaten whatever, but I don't think so.
Brenda, what did the 3-year deal that you ran, what did
No,
it?
so we just estimated an increase in appraisals based between an 8 and a 10% increase over the next 3 years. Because if this were to pass, this wouldn't take effect until 2025 anyway. So it did show a pretty big drop in the property tax rate without the abatement. And then so that was continuous year over year. At the same, in the same breath, then the question would be, what could the county do with the payment in lieu of taxes, and would there be a plan to do that? So that would benefit the taxpayers.
The way this is written, it benefits the big companies. The normal taxpayer doesn't have the opportunity to do a pilot, a payment in lieu of taxes. Like, hey, I'll give you a third of what I'm paying, and you don't have to show it against your revenue. They can't do that.
When I talked with the gentleman last week, I pointed out that since I've been commissioner, the last 16 years, we've probably had, I'm just guessing, 8 to maybe 10, if as many as 10, people come and approach us. The most significant one being HEB when they were discussing coming to Lavernia. And I wasn't in favor. It didn't ever come to a vote. Just simply in a meeting with them, they had done so well with the location here, they could see the population in Lavernia, and they were coming either way. And so why give away something? And of course, with them, they had a footprint, and they were bringing people. And
Well, not only did HEB and Lavernia not have a tax abatement, they paid for part of their infrastructure to move in there.
Yep.
And Judge, I did just want to clarify, they did submit, just in response to her comment, they did submit an application along with an application fee, which is what you guys approved, a couple months ago when you approved the policy. And those fees that they have paid are regardless for the county to use for legal expenses, regardless of how you choose to move forward with the abatement. So I just wanted to make sure that was clarified.
So we did accept the payment for the application?
We did, and it was a total of $25,000.
Yeah, and, a couple of months ago, we kind of voted to go through this process, and I think we owe it to ourselves to continue to gather information and get to the process and get to where we actually have a public hearing. I think we owe that to ourselves to listen to everybody and to kind of follow the process. And I think that's what we need to do. We have a process in place, and we should follow that process. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's a good deal or not. I know there's a lot of different perceptions about how people feel about it. I don't think any of us understands the full ramifications in running the scenarios if they do not come versus they do come. Because if they don't come, the taxes are not going down. I mean, it'll go down whatever it is, whatever growth we have, but it won't include this money if they don't come.
And the land that's only in ag use is gonna stay in
Ag
ag use.
use.
We're not gonna get
Yeah.
any increase there, and it's not gonna, be paying commercial taxes on that land, so it is a big deal if they don't come. It would be a big loss.
Sorry, I might have a different attitude if they were located in northwest Wilson County in Precinct 1 or something like that. Just from the standpoint of Precinct 4, I'm not going to support it.
You're against the tax
Okay.
abatement or against the solar deal altogether?
I'm against the tax abatement primarily.
Okay.
Now, it wouldn't
That's
bother me.
myself. I'm not
it
against
wouldn't-
the solar farm coming.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to come in, they're, in my opinion, they're just trying to get to us. And making it look like they're doing us a favor, they're saving themselves a ton of money. And when I talked with the guy, I said, in my opinion, you've got the cart behind the horse. I think if you wanted to come in here and do a tax abatement, you should come in and make a spill to begin with. Here's what we're going to do, but in order to do this, we want a tax abatement. Again, in my opinion, they're trying, it looks good on the surface. You get some extra money to do some whatever it is. But when you start dividing whatever, the money through everything that we have, it's not going to be as much as everybody thinks it would be. But they're just trying to save themselves millions and millions and millions of dollars. If they're going to come. But they're not doing us a favor. They're doing themselves a favor. They're painting it so it's a favor for us, but it's a favor for them.
Okay, I have a question, and we don't have an attorney here. Maybe we can, okay, we've accepted the money. Do we have to have the public hearing? We've accepted the application, accepted that?
The money for the application, Judge, is that what you're
Yes.
talking about?
It's $25,000 total. We had $1,000 on the first deal, and then when we adopted Exhibit A, then it changed it to $25,000, and they supplemented another $24,000
I
for
would have
that.
to confirm that with Ms. Fernandez, because she, when she and I spoke last week, and then she emailed me that the payment for the application was to be used for all legal fees and everything that entailed, regardless of whether or not how the court wanted to move forward. So I don't know if that means move forward with the public hearing and then a decision to be made by the court, or we cut it off right now, pay her expenses, and we're done. I don't know. I'd have to get clarification on that. The money's sitting in a holding account until we decide what needs to be.
If y'all want, Tom Caldwell said he would be available via telephone
If we're going to do that, then I want to go into executive session,
for,
attorney-client conversation.
this is something he can just advise us for out in the public.
Well, if you want,
Whether we
that's
can,
fine.
whether we can need to have a public hearing or not.
Well, that's fine. If you want to call him, I'm going to step out if you call him.
And step out. But this is just going to be for, do we need to have a public hearing? A question.
Do we have to know that
We
today?
have to, what's that?
Is that something we have to know today?
Well, if we're going to take any action, we need to know. If we're not going to take action, we don't know, we don't.
I don't know the answer to that. I mean,
That's the deal. If we,
I think it's going to take them some time to figure that out. They may have to look some stuff up, I guess.
take time to
No,
figure
Brent?
what out.
Yeah, I was.
Whether
just
we have to
looking
have the
at
public hearing or not?
At her email, just to see if it says anything about the public hearing.
I don't think so. I don't think it's required.
She said, this payment is not tied to approving the project. It is designed to cover legal fees And in parentheses, if we get there, publication costs. The court approved the development agreement, which requires this fee to be paid. And then they were out. This won't create any additional obligation for the county. It's so that the applicant can comply with the agreement that was approved.
So we don't have to have,
A public hearing.
Well, she didn't say that, but
Yeah. My question to her was what, to clarify what we were accepting the money for. I would still get clarification on whether or not we want to,
get clarification on what?
on whether or not you, I mean, you don't have to have the public hearing, I wouldn't think, but I think that it's up to you to determine how you want to progress and.
yeah, I mean, and that was our motion in court, whatever it was, a month and a half, 2 months
What
ago.
was the motion?
It was to proceed forward to get to the public hearing portion.
I heard nothing about a public hearing. I said,
No, I
this is
didn't.
to wait until we got Commissioner Wiley and you here at the
No, I'm
same
talking about
time.
before that,
Before that,
the court before that,
To start with the.
did we ever have anything about a public hearing?
yes.
If we did, I wasn't here. I don't recall. Maybe I missed, I missed the meeting.
It was
It was on the day that you originally approved for,
the,
to move forward with
the
the
agreement,
project.
the agreement A, yes, because there was 2 items on that
It was when
agenda.
Ms. Fernandez was here, the attorney, from,
Well, I was here that day, but I didn't hear anything about a public meeting.
I think it was when she was outlining what the process would look like.
That was when they offered us a lot less money.
Correct.
And then when we decided no, then they offered us a little more money.
Where we at on the offer? Anybody know? What do they actually come forward with and say? I've heard rumors, but I haven't heard black and white what they've come forward with.
It's, my understanding via email that it's, a total of $10 million in payment in lieu of taxes at $1 million per year,
For 10
10
years.
years.
for 10 years.
And what's their tax burden if they don't do that per year? Do you recall?
Yeah, it's north of there.
Yeah, 6,
Way above that.
yeah, I have to,
If, at this tax rate now, which if they got on board, it would go down. So it wouldn't be quite that much, but the first year, they'd pay $2.5 million in taxes, rather than 1 million in the payment in lieu of taxes. The second year is approximately 2.3, the third year between 2 and 2.1, and it gradually decreases until it gets down to what they would pay from, you know, what their equipment is all depreciated out, and it's around 180 something, excuse me, 800 and something thousand dollars is what it finally appreciates down to.
I just think with the economy being what it is, gasoline being what it is, and not seeing any short-term change to that, of course, I guess I'm talking out of, you know, by the time this would come in 2025, gas might be $1 a gallon again, for all I know. But when you look at it right now, anything you can do for citizens during this time is what we should be doing. But again, we're looking 5 years down the road. You know, it may not even, everything may be electric then.
And you don't see the first thing till 2025 as far as an abatement. Who knows what, and the court at that time will decide what they can use that money for, not us. You know,
No, and possibly, well, not even necessarily the court after that. You know, if you guys, one of you, or decide not to run or whatever,
I'm kind of agree with Commissioner Wiley. I think they're gonna come. They got
Well,
too much
I'm pretty
invested.
sure that I'm
they're coming
always
either
gonna be
way.
a betting person, but I'm reasonably positive or sure that they're gonna come, but like I said, my deal is they're, let them come. I'd like to see them here, maybe it'll benefit us in some way. It definitely would benefit our taxpayers, our citizens, by lowering their tax rate when this comes on board. Okay, we've got to discuss and take action. Is there going to be any action on
Move
this?
Forward with the public hearing or not?
Hold it.
Can you come read something, please?
Do what?
Can you come read something, please?
Okay.
I just wanted to get all the information. I'm not for or against it, just trying to figure out what's the best benefit for the county.
Yeah, I can't argue that. I mean, it's, you know, it's clear that they're looking out for their benefit. And that's, if I was in that corporation, that's what I'd be doing.
So just to kind of give you an idea on the property tax, I was just pulling up my spreadsheet, and this was going back from, starting with 2025. The difference in the tax rate, and this is pure speculation based on what the appraisals would be at that time, so we have no idea. So you're looking at about a 2 to 4 cents difference. I mean, with an abatement in 2025, the property tax rate could be 0.3630. With no abatement, if they were to come, the tax rate could be 0.3261, and that is in year one. And then we did up through 2026 to kind of give us a trend, but I think Commissioner Martin and Commissioner Perdola were wanting a 10-year outlook, which I haven't done yet, so.
Okay. There was action taken. What date was that? April 11th. To proceed with all of the notices which have already been done. I've already notified all of the other agencies and a public hearing. Okay? But here's the deal. With everything we do is go through Commissioner Court. If we did something, we can undo it. Or we can go ahead and go through with the, have the public hearing.
I don't think I was here for that meeting.
If you guys don't have any objections, I'd like to get a little bit further down the road.
You were here.
Okay.
I'd like to see that analysis through the period of the abatement and what that means, and look at their offer, and just get a little bit more information before we make a decision. I just think that's the appropriate thing to do.
To a degree, it's kind of a moot point. When I talked with him,
Okay.
you know, he indicated that if we didn't approve it, he'd just come to the next court.
What's that?
When I talked to the gentleman,
Oh,
he indicated to me that if this court didn't approve it, that they would come back to the next court and ask all over again.
okay. And here's my deal. What is going to benefit with, if we do the abatement, is that whatever negotiated $1 million extra that goes to outside of the budget to use money, no benefit to the taxpayer, zero. Because there's a lot of taxpayers that live inside cities, that live on US highways, state highways, that will not see anything if we're considering that we're going to take this money and we're going to put it in road and bridge. All this, it's going to help the people that are out on the county roads to a small degree, because you're going to take that money up when you get it, oh, it's $1 million, then you're going to divide it at least 4 ways, which drops it down considerably. You take 50,000 people that live and pay taxes in Wilson County, and you drop their tax rate 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, it's going to help each one of them. Everybody, even the ones that live in the cities, live on the state and the US highways, a certain amount. So that's,
Yes, and that
Mine.
tax rate reduction was assuming that they still came without the abatement.
And if they don't come, then it's not going to affect the citizens at any at all.
Well, $1 million sounds good, but it's probably not going to be divided amongst the 4 precincts. There'll be other folks that'll step up and want some of that. I could be in favor, assuming they're coming anyway, if there was a way for that money to be dedicated to subdivision pavement repair, because we have a problem out there that we're all aware of that is going to be something that the county's not going to be able to deal with. But if you break it up into 4 different precincts, then they'll have their little project, Sheriff's Department's probably going to want some of it. Can't blame him, and there'll be a lot of other people within Wilson County. You know, if you want to delay a vote, you know, that's fine with me. If you want to vote, it's fine with me too.
I thought we already took action about doing a public hearing, didn't we?
We did, but we can change that action by voting not to go forward with this.
I don't think you're going to have a lot of people come to support it at a public hearing. You'll have
If
folks.
we have anybody to come support it, it will shock me. Because one thing that, even though it's not going to affect the people on this side of the county, because the solar farm's going to be on that side of the county, it will affect them if they don't, if the tax abatement's not granted and they get their taxes lowered, their tax rate for the county lowered.
Judge, I'll make a motion that we decline the tax abatement for the Clear Fork Creek Solar Panel Farm.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Fowle, second by Commissioner Wiley, that we decline or don't accept the tax, or don't grant the tax abatement to Clear Fork Creek Solar LLC. Okay, is there any more discussion? Okay, I'm going to call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 for, 2 against. Did y'all get the? Okay, the motion carries. Did you get the ones that were for?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Moving right along to agenda item 16, Richard L. Jackson County Judge, John Holcomb, IT Director. Is John still here? Okay. Discuss and potential action shall occur regarding the purchase, provisioning, data transfer, and installation of a new IBM iSeries Power 9 server for the Wilson County Net Data Records Management System to replace the old end-of-life IBM iSeries Power 7 server.
Yes, thank you. Our old server that we're running NetData on is end of life, and it's time to replace it. And we've talked about it for a few years. We did budget for it this past year, and I'd like to go ahead and replace that server now if we can. It has reached end of life, and we're not able to continue maintaining it anymore. The company that's maintaining it won't support it anymore. So I would like to move forward with purchasing a new server. The quote that we got for replacing the server is $78,000 is what they say, $78,621. That includes the cost of the server, which is about $34,000, tapes and everything for it, migrating the data off of the old server to the new server, and the installation, the physical installation of the server, and also the fees to handle the data transfer between everything, and the maintenance contract with IBM, and a security option to make it CJIS compliant.
And that's budgeted?
I'm sorry?
That is budgeted?
So at the time, last year, when we got the quote from NetData to replace the server, they quoted us $72,500. So there is a $6,000 difference, which I would request that we get that from our contingency line item as an unexpected expense because of the time frame their prices have gone up, which we kind of assumed they would. But yes.
Got to pay for free.
Yeah. How long is this new server going to last?
They have not announced the end of life yet. I will say the old server was here before I started with the county, and it just recently went end of support.
And you've been here how many years?
Oh, for a while, 2013, I believe, so.
I also.
2013? I'm trying to think of when we went on with
With
net data.
You were still at JP.
I was still at JP, yes.
About 2011?
It might have been before that.
We had
Was
it
it
at
2010 or
least a couple
something
of
like that?
years.
2011?
Yeah, 2010 would be about.
2009 or 2010? It's when we went with net data. So, was it 12, 13 years?
I did confirm with Tom Caldwell, just to make sure we didn't have to go out for bid because of the $50,000 threshold. He confirmed that we did not because this was an extension of our current agreement. We're just upgrading the server, so.
We don't really have a choice.
No, you don't want net data to be down.
Yeah.
Well,
We
yeah,
got a
that's
choice,
for
but
sure.
it probably wouldn't be a good outcome.
Wouldn't be a good one, that's right.
Just out of curiosity, if we change software, would this server work?
This server is an AS400. It has to have that particular type of software on it to run. And there's not very many products that run on the AS400 platform. Most of
Okay.
them run Windows-based, so I don't know of any competing products actually that run on AS400 at this point.
Okay, that's just curiosity. I'll entertain a motion to buy the server.
I'll make a motion to purchase for the provisioning, data transfer, and installation of a new IBM iSeries Power 9 server for the net data management system, not to exceed the 78,261, and moving the required funds from the contingency fund to cover the additional expense over the quote.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Fadola, that we do just what Commissioner Martin said. Or I won't have to repeat all that. Okay, is there any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're down to Rebecca's time. This is agenda item 17, Leanne Hochek, EMC, or Rebecca Scriven. 17A, 2022 County Road Mileage Inventory. Do we have that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm bringing y'all the county road inventory for 2022 that Leanne and I worked on updating from the updates that the commissioners reported to us.
That's okay.
He gets knocked around all the time,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Are you up to read all you want to do and look over?
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so what was the last additional roads that we accepted? Do you know?
Arched Oak would be one of them. Well, no, actually, we hadn't quite got there yet. What was right before that?
Because I want to say last time we had like 802 miles of road. Now we got 806.
Last time, I've got the figures from last year.
Is it in here?
I have them right here.
No,
All right, so these are for 2021, there were 801.
801.
3 miles.
Okay. So we've increased over 5 miles of road. Oh, wow, thank you. Okay. Is there any action we need to take on this? Okay, so let's move right along. Thank you. Okay,
Now that road reports aren't required anymore, all she's got to do is add this up and send it to TxDOT for their inventory.
Okay, moving on to 17B, non-standard plants variances. 17B1, 751 County Road 320, Precinct 2, Johns, discuss and take action.
All right. This owner lives off of County Road 320. She's looking to separate her land or her tract into two tracts. She'll keep just over 2 acres for herself and sell the just over 26.
Is it off of a lane, or what is?
No, it's off of 320, Judge. If the
Okay.
lane goes back to it, they're gonna put a flag. They own that 40-foot easement.
Do they own the 40-foot?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like 8/10 of an acre?
I make a motion, Judge, that we approve the variance. 751 County Road 320, John's property.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Fowle, second by Commissioner Verdola, that we accept the
Variance.
variance on County Road 320, 751 County Road 320. Is there any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Oh, you get that back. Okay, now we're going to 17B2, 3041 FM 3335 Precinct 4, Johansson, discuss and take action.
Alright, so the owner of this is requesting a non-standard vote for a tract.
What has Keith got into now? Over in Caddo.
Is
He's just
looking
dividing
to
this.
separate a tract that's currently 8.366 acres off of FM 3335 into two tracts. One that'll be 3.84.
No, go ahead.
And the other that'll be 4.52. The current driveway is off of FM 3335, which will be for tract 1. Tract 2, this driveway will be off of County Road 433.
It's the old property that was, belonged to Brown May,
Brown May. That's what I was looking at. I think
where they
it
got like
had to
that
be.
airplane hangar looking thing.
Yeah, that Quonset hut.
Yeah, my question was, and I got it answered, is they'd have to come on to 433 because that's a corner where you come around and it's a blind corner, 433 is. So if they were gonna do another one onto 3335, it wouldn't have worked, but this will work fine.
And they're also gonna they're gonna drill a well on track 2, because there's no water out there. There's a well on track 1, but he said he was gonna drill a well on track 2.
How close is Sunco water out there, Larry?
It comes pretty close, but not right there.
Tract 1 has Sunco water.
It does?
Oh, it does.
Yes, tract 2, will need a well drill due to Sunco being at capacity.
Okay.
Sunco said they couldn't accept,
It added all those subdivisions.
but track 1 does have a well, and Keith said he was gonna drill a well on track 2.
I make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Perdola. We approve the variance of the, what's that?
Non-standard part.
Non-standard plant on 3041 FM 3335. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to 17C subdivision Arched Oak amended plat. Okay. C1, review and approve plat, discuss and take action.
Give me just a second, because I will make this.
I'm gonna step.
What did y'all have to do out there, Brady?
two, is it, we're supposed to have two?
Yes. The amended plat is due to a Scrivener error. It makes a note up on the second page, or this. The amended plat to correct Scrivener errors on meets and bounds for lots 3 and 4 in block 1 and lots 11 and lot 11 in block 2.
They just amended numbers.
I think they just made a mistake.
Yes. That's all they're doing.
Did a development review committee.
Nothing really changed other than just the numbers.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended plat.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Martin, second by Commissioner Fowle, that we amend the plat of Arch Oak subdivision. Is there any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Do you need these back? Just signature on this top.
Better keep them all together.
Subdivision?
Yeah, they just
Is it
say-
yours?
No, they made a mistake on numbers, so they amended the numbers to correct the meets and bounds on lots 3 and 4, block 1, and lot 11, block 2.
Have we approved it or anything?
We did,
Okay, so I just need to sign
sign, yes, sir.
right over here.
And they got a favorable recommendation from the review board.
Precinct to the pen. One, I guess. Just the top one, okay? Did we approve this? Yes, we did.
This one need to go down this way. Or did everybody sign it?
I think Commissioner Perdola needs to sign this.
Well, the little thing dry.
Yes, they do. How many minutes did we do? I haven't seen any.
You get a good taste of corn.
There you go.
Got mine.
Oh, cool.
My daughter got that.
That is really neat.
Okay, thank you. Okay, agenda item number 18, Eva S. Martinez, County Clerk, minutes.
I haven't seen any minutes.
They're right there. When you.
Oh, well, I left, I guess.
when you share
All right.
that free.
That's what I get for leaving.
And they have been properly reviewed by both the judge and the county.
you replacing it in the committee that Thursday, about 11 o'clock in the morning. I went, oh my God, I missed the meeting. And then sat there for a second and went, nope, didn't do it. It was nice.
I was there.
You'll do great on that.
I was there.
That didn't need a- Said we didn't need a freshman commissioner on there. Right.
I needed to be there. Thank you very much.
Well, you've got all the growth right now. Yeah, I wouldn't need for that one. I can't count that.
I got two subdivisions in progress and probably know two more that'll be pretty soon. Make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Perdola, second by Commissioner Martin, that we accept the minutes as
Commissioner
presented.
Wiley.
Excuse
Second
me,
by Commissioner
Mr. Wiley. Accept the minutes as presented. Is there any questions, changes, additions, deletions? Any more comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving to agenda item 19, Jalen T. Bodiford, Human Resource General Specialist, payroll and personnel changes.
Miranda Portales and Canvas Sellers were both hired as part-time library interns for the library, making $15 per hour effective June 1st. Savannah Zazila resigned from her position as patrol deputy for the sheriff's department effective May 28th. Jesus Maka resigned from his position as a patrol deputy for the sheriff's department effective June 9th. And Elizabeth Fox was terminated from her position as a customer service specialist for the tax office effective June 8th.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you. Short and to the point. Okay. Now, agenda item 20, Brenda Trevino, County Auditor. Bills, and we have Kristen.
Bill total for this time is $1,228,541.98.
Brenda left. Thank you, ma'am.
Neither did I.
Oh. It's- What was the big deal over the big,
The big amount.
the big item? Yes.
So there's 25% of the LCRA project, so that's
Oh, okay.
$916,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
That,
funds.
okay, that got that.
On page 7 if you're looking for it.
Sheriff, has your cost gone up quite a bit as far as the jail goes, the kitchen and, you know, getting everything? I know our stuff has gone up.
You're looking at about 10% plus rise
Yeah,
in cost of everything.
I can-
Paper products, food, the whole thing, yep. And then on my side, just repairs and fuel.
'Cause I know talking with John's all, our fuel is gonna be like 50% increase in fuel.
When? Now?
Starting, he said figure that for you next year's budget, at least 50%.
There, what I've heard, is gas has not reached the peak yet.
Yep.
Well, we just don't have any oil in this country.
No, we don't.
Judge, our precinct 3 buildings and all ADA compliant. Do we need to put that on next quarter's agenda to talk about that, or see if we need to bring that building into compliance?
We need to do something. Let's see.
Yeah, there's no handrails, there's no
Yeah.
wheelchair access. I mean, it could be a problem for us. So, it's agenda next quarter to discuss some possible action, bring that building into ADA compliance.
Judge, I make a motion, we approve the bills.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Fowle, second by Commissioner Martin. We approve the bills. Is there any additions, deletions, changes, questions? Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So. Moving to the agenda item we were all waiting on to begin with is agenda item number 20, adjournment at 11:34.
What about
21.
financial report?
We got a financial report?
No.
I didn't think so.